Becoming a runner has made me realise how much I love a challenge. Doing things that most people would avoid, like the plague, has somehow become attractive to me. My latest challenge was simple: complete 2 road marathons in 2 consecutive weeks. The main question that I hear you ask is, why? I want to test myself, and I want to see what I'm made of. I can't believe it's been 5 days since the Chester Marathon already. But we go again on Sunday, and the place we're staying in is pretty special. Have a look at this. Welcome to the York Marathon weekend. That's our accommodation in the middle of a castle. It's going to be an epic weekend, man. Come on, Dave. Come on, it's going to be fun, isn't it? It's going to be fun. Go on. Go on. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Go on, Dave. Go on. What are you doing? So this is base camp for the next 4 days. You know, sometimes you just feel like you've hit the jackpot. This is incredible. So, York Marathon weekend, here we go. If you're here to watch the York Marathon and you just want to watch it, then why don't you just skip to this time? If you're still here and you want to watch what I get up to in this amazing part of the world over the next few days, then stick around, because I've got a feeling this is going to be a really good weekend.
It's ridiculous.
Best Airbnb ever?
Hands down. I mean, I know in there is literally just a bed and a stove.
Do you want to give us the tour?
I don't even care. Yeah, come on in. It's literally going to be like a 2-second tour. This is what it's about. Shower in it. Bed. Kitchen. Some lemon drizzle.
Oh, nice.
And then shower and toilet. Can't go wrong, really. Toilet, and that's the main toilet over there.
Yeah, so we've got a chemical toilet in there, which is
for emergencies, like night time, so you don't have to come out here in the cold.
yes, but that's the proper toilet over there. But yeah, man, this is so cool. So excited to spend the weekend up in Yorkshire. This is why we came, for experiences like this. This is ridiculous.
This is why we do Airbnb. What a find.
This is why we do Airbnb. What's on the menu, chef?
Pesto pasta.
Pesto pasta.
Groundhog Day with this.
Yeah, we blooming love a bit of pesto, don't we? So we're going to make some, well, we've made it. Laura's made it. Chef Maguire over there has just made our first meal, and we've just done a bit of deciding what we're going to do tomorrow, and which parkrun we're going to do, because that's what we do every Friday night, is just decide where we're going to go. But because we're so far away from home, we've never done any up here, and it turns out that we're really close to what a lot of people regard as the best parkrun in the country, which is called Fountains Abbey. So I think that's what we're going to do. So it's dog friendly, isn't it, Daisy? Daisy, what are you doing? Can you get away from the pillow, please? No, brilliant. So you're just getting yourself in bed, brilliant. So yeah, so tomorrow's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a perfect little warm up for Sunday. We're going to take it nice and steady, aren't we? Are we? You're not going to run it like really hard, are you?
Have you met me?
Just please don't run it really hard, because I'm going to have to keep up with you.
Well,
So yeah, we'll take it nice and easy, and yeah, so we'll finish our pesto, and then we will see you bright and early in the morning for Fountains Abbey parkrun. Daisy, can you stop eating that? Stop it. She's going to Right, gotta go. Daisy! No!
Good girl. Big sigh.
Too close. Camera can't focus. What are you doing? Morning, girls. Where are we off to?
Parkrun.
It's parkrun time. Have you just remembered where you slept last night?
Ridiculous.
It's mad. We just listened to the sounds of like owls and wildlife and stuff. Really good. Right, let's drive to Fountains Abbey and let's make this crazy time in York be even crazier. Let's go. Days? Excited? Ah, sunrise. So we've arrived at Fountains Abbey Parkrun. Are you excited?
Yeah.
I think for the first time this year we can both officially say, well, first time in a long time, sorry, it's cold. It's cold. It is freezing cold this morning. But it's sunny. I think it's going to be a nice morning. So let's see what the fuss is all about. It's okay, Daisy, good girl. How cool is this? Well, there it is, best parkrun ever. This is awesome. So much fun. Here she comes. So that was Fountains Abbey Parkrun. Best one ever?
Oh my gosh. That's the first time, I was just saying, that's the first time I haven't been like thinking how many kilometres have I done. Like I was at 3.5 and I was like,
We both looked
when
at our
did that
watch.
happen?
We both looked at our watch and we're like, we've
And
only got.
I never get that.
No. It's just amazing. It's just a medieval,
It's beautiful.
amazing piece of history, really. So the fact that we get to run around it before the visitors come, because at 10 o'clock it becomes a public place, and us parkrunners get it to ourselves for free parking as well. Highly recommend coming here. So what an amazing place! What a great way to start off the marathon weekend. And yeah, what are we doing now?
We're gonna go
Lunch.
get changed and get lunch. Yeah, nice country pub.
Then we're going into York. But before we do anything, coffee. Yeah, I have drunk out of one of them.
I put mine at the back.
I think I put mine at the front.
Yes, and you took the back one.
Yeah.
So, whose did you take?
Cheers. On Saturday afternoon we had some downtime, so we headed into York for a bit of a mooch. There's a short section of the city centre that is part of the marathon route, which passes the iconic York Minster. Going into York at 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon probably wasn't the smartest idea we've ever had, as the tight city side streets were flooded with tourists. We had a wander down the shambles and spent an hour in town admiring this historic city. The day before a big race, I do like to see a little bit of the place that I'll be running around, mainly because on the day of the race I know that I will miss so much.
Make way for the witch!
Back to base, and just before we start prepping for tomorrow's race, I'm going to get the drone in the air, which is just there. Got a lovely bit of light on the castle and there's a little gap in the clouds, so I'm just going to try and take advantage of the amazing light on the castle. So yeah, let's have a look how the castle looks. Just arrived at Tesco Express because it is 7 o'clock at night and I've just realised I haven't got any breakfast. So maybe not the smartest bit of planning on my part. So I've just taken a short drive to a local Tesco Express. I think it's open. And I'm going after the breakfast of champions. I think you know what I'm going to choose. So everything's all sorted now. Race prep is all done. All I need to do now is just get a decent night's sleep. And I've got the small thing of a marathon to do tomorrow. But we'll cross that bridge tomorrow. So, see you tomorrow on race day. Love you.
Good luck.
Wish me luck. Yeah, thank you. I will.
Keep me posted.
See you afterwards. Alright, see you afterwards. See you guys. See you later. Race day, here we go. So, expectations for today. Well, I haven't got many because I think there's a lot of fatigue in my legs from last week, which is obvious, of course there will be. I don't actually feel it at the moment, but I know it's going to hit me, which is why I'm going to go out at slower pace and I'm going to just try and average a slower pace. What that pace is, I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's going to be around a 4:10, 4 hour mark, something like that. Maybe even I might go out with a 4 hour pacer and just see how I feel. What I want to try and avoid is a PW. I don't want to get PB today, so I want to try and avoid a PW, which is a personal worst. So if I can avoid 4:22 or slower, then I think today will have been a big success, because obviously I haven't done a hell of a lot of training for this and I did a marathon last week. So yes, sub 4:22 I think is the goal. But it's cold. It's bitterly cold this morning, which is crazy compared to 7 days ago, where the marathon wouldn't have been out of place in mid-June. The weather was so warm last week in Chester, so a lot different here today, and I think that's going to play to my advantage, I think. So hopefully, if I am going to bonk, I won't bonk so hard. So let's sort of get to the event village nice and early. Got an hour and a half yet, and then we're going to drop the bags off and just chill, take it nice and easy and just enjoy the day, because that's what it's all about. That's what it is all about. I need to remember that it's all about enjoying it. There's the finish line. I can see the finish behind that massive pint of Erdinger.
Watch me, just follow every move.
And the 10th Yorkshire Marathon is underway.
Oh, mate, have a good one. Enjoy, man. Yorkshire Marathon 2023. Let's go.
But I got what you want, babe. No, we don't have to leave.
Second marathon in a week. Let's see if we can do it.
All we need is now.
Getting going in York wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. I was worried that I'd feel the fatigue of the marathon last week straight away. The adrenaline of the start line and the cool city centre section made the first 5k pass by nicely. The race didn't feel crowded, mainly because we assembled ourselves into starting pens which were clearly marked by your expected finish times, which meant you didn't feel the need to hop, skip and jump around people and also have others hop, skip and jump around you. As we left the city centre, we then ran into some beautiful countryside, which is where we'd spend the majority of this marathon until the finish. Running through 10k and then 20k, I couldn't believe how easy the consistency felt. I did start out at a slightly slower pace per kilometre than Chester last week, and so far, the plan was working.
So here we are then, just on a half marathon, and we've just gone through, well, I've just gone through in 1 hour 57, so sort of on sub 4 hour pace, which might be a little bit too hot. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it, but I'm running with my man Jordan today.
Come on, come on.
So Jordan, right, this guy, if you think 2 marathons in 2 weeks is crazy, tell us a little bit about what you've got planned in the new year.
We've got an ultra planned in January, 80k running from the bottom to the top of an island in St Lucia. So it's going to take me about 10 hours, and then, yeah, unknown territory really. Just doing this marathon with Andy today, and then, yeah, seeing how we feel after, to be honest.
That's absolutely incredible, man. So I hope it goes well.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Much
Doing
appreciated.
You know it's going to be hard when you're doing a marathon as a training run. So yeah, man, look, enjoy running with Jordan today, and yes, so far so good.
Yes.
Taking things slower was working well, sitting a minute or two in front of the 4 hour pacer. This time last week, I was trying to stay ahead of the 3:45 pacer, and although the difference in pace per kilometre doesn't actually feel that different, I definitely felt more relaxed this week.
Miles, baby. 10k to go. Wow. This has been graft. But yeah, feeling all right actually compared to this time last week. Obviously it was a lot warmer in Chester, but because I've started off slower and the weather's been more favourable, I actually feel okay. But if I can hold on to 23 miles, I might have to run walk it into the finish. Whatever the time's going to be, I don't care. This has been so much fun. I've met some awesome people along this route, inspiring people, and yeah, what a day. I can't wait for the big finish in York. 10k to go. Okay, I think Chester's finally caught up with me, and so is the 4 hour pacer. So we're at 35.5k, 22 miles I can see in the distance, and yeah, I think it's a tactical run walk now because I am pooped. Do I go with them? Yeah, come on, let's try. So funny because 5:38 pace or a 9:09 mile 5:38 per k, which is a 4-hour pace, is actually within my zone 2. It's an easy pace for me, but I couldn't even run with a 4-hour pacer for 200 yards. That just shows how tired I am. I'm absolutely... And I've got to the point where I don't think there's any real point smashing it to the finish, because I've got nothing to prove to anyone. So yeah, run walk it is to the finish, and I'm totally happy with that, because 2 marathons in 2 weeks is enough for anyone, I think. And I haven't finished this one yet, so I need to make sure that I do. Cheers guys. So we're inside 5k to go, and 23 miles, and they just stopped on the side of the road to help a lad called Jamie with some cramp, because he looked like he was really struggling. So I just sort of helped him stretch out that thigh muscle and hamstring, because he looked like he was in a bit of a bad way. So hope you're okay, Jamie lad. Hope you make it to the finish. But yeah, under 3 miles and we're nearly there. Sight for sore eyes, that is.
Made it across that line.
0.2 of a mile to go,
Amazing achievement.
and that is the
Really
York
incredible.
Marathon.
Just want to thank
Done.
you so much.
Wow.
Brilliant. We are so proud to be part of
This
this.
has been
BBC
hard,
Radio York.
but once
so
again,
proud of the fact that we
so
support something
much
as amazing.
fun.
A couple of things I've been really pleased with over these 2 marathons is that I've managed to run to 18-20 miles quite consistently, and I've also managed to run the last mile too, after feeling really beaten up by both races. That horrible bit between 20 and 25 miles is definitely my weakest point. But let's be honest, I'm probably not the first person who's ever said that. Marathons are hard, but that's what makes completing them feel even more special. Knowing that you can do hard things like this is just one of the best feelings.
All right, let's finish as hard as we can, as fast as these legs will take me. Come on. Come on, everyone! Come on!
Andrew Redfern, the Yorkshire Rebel.
Yes!
Over the line, as we always say, and as we've been saying, it doesn't matter. The mere fact
Yorkshire Marathon 2023! Completed it, mate! Come on!
people videoing themselves as they come in.
Woo! Did the double. 2 marathons, 2 weeks, come on! Oh yes, please, thank you, cheers. Okay. Sub 4:10 as well. What a good feeling. Oh, thank you very much, cheers.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Look at that for a sunset. It's pretty good. So we'll talk about the race tomorrow, what went right, what went wrong, and over a coffee we'll have a proper debrief. But for now, we're going to go get some dinner. So the dinner of choice today is Indian. we need a bit of a winter warmer because it's so cold. So yeah, we're off to Abbey near York to pick up our food, and I'm very excited for it, I'll be honest.
Did you just almost drop that?
Incredible!
Did you just almost drop that?
I think I might have smashed the poppadoms. Morning. It's the day after marathon number 2, and I feel quite good. I'm pleased to report. No injuries, no, you know, I don't feel too sick or anything like that. I feel all right. I mean, I've got a few observations really about, you know, these 2 marathons in 2 weeks. And I don't want to play it down, but the first thing I will say is people have done way more extreme things than I have. You know, they're doing a marathon a day, or they're doing, you know, how many people do, you know, Boston and then London the week after? Like, people have done this before, so maybe let me know in the comments if you've done this before and how you felt it, how it felt. Sorry, I've found the experience to be quite easier than I thought up until mile 20. But if I'm being completely honest, that's where I struggle anyway with marathons, coupled with the fact that I haven't really trained, you know, I haven't done any long runs because I was only in half marathon training, and I didn't do any long runs for that because I deliberately kept my training block to short, sharp, you know, volume of 50k per week, which is 30 mile. And as a very conscious effort, I did it as an experiment, and then obviously you'll book the marathons, and I thought, I wonder if I can do them as well. So here I am, I've gotten through them, which I'm really pleased to report that I've managed to just get through them unscathed. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I think I probably would. I think you get to that second start line and you think, okay, when I take my first few steps through that start arch, or that, you know, go through the over the start line, you think, well, I'm over halfway completed now. And, you know, it is a bit heartbreaking when you see mile 23, of course, you know, because by that time you're probably struggling. But yeah, I probably would recommend it, but only from a standpoint of going to enjoy these marathons and going for experience. Yeah, it's a difficult one because not everyone's going to want to do it. One thing I'm pleased about is how I've managed to recover. Now, I'm quite fortunate, I guess, that with my body and my genetics, I didn't realise this about myself until recently, but my recovery seems to be quite good. I noticed that when I was doing the running streak. Yeah, and then I almost proved that fact, that the running streak was totally worth it, because at the end of the running streak on the 100th day, I managed to bag a really big PB with a great run. And I actually ironically feel a little bit more sluggish these days since I stopped the running streak. So maybe a running streak or running every day, or, you know, forward active movement for me is what I need to do every day. I don't know. But just a couple of observations again about the marathons. I massively bonked at 30k on both of them. Again, understandable because of the lack of training, but my fueling's bad. I really dislike gels, and when I have my first gel an hour in or 45 minutes in, and both marathons I think I had 2 gels max all day. I'm drinking water and electrolytes, and I just can't stomach them, so I need to think of a new long run tactic. And I'm even thinking of having a long break from marathons as well, because I want the next marathon I do to be quite a good performance. I want to perform as well as I can, I think. So I think I might take it. I might not even do a spring one. I'm not sure yet, but I'll almost certainly do one this time next year.
Yeah, so the fueling is a big part of my running that I need to sort out, because half marathons I'm fine, because arguably you don't really need to fuel for anything under 2 hours or an hour and a half. But the marathon is it's a different beast, and that's why, I mean, if I look at my Jack Daniels times for sub 20, well, let's just say I run sub 20, I don't, but if I can run a sub 25k, I should be running about 3 hours 18 for a marathon. Now, I don't know who this Jack Daniels fella is. Maybe he's never run more than 30k in his life, I don't know. And maybe he should just stick to the whiskey, because that ain't happening for me. I just cannot. I reached that point and I don't feel tough enough. And that's one thing I hate to admit about this process that I've worked out about myself. I don't feel mentally tough enough to keep going later on in the race at a good pace. I just literally, I mean, physically tough enough, of course I'm not. But yeah, that's one thing I'm not disappointed. It's just one thing I've found out about myself, is that I'm lacking that mental strength to really get through the hard times. But that's enough negatives. Positives. 2 marathons, 2 weeks. Chester and York. I ran through 2 awesome medieval cities. Which one would I recommend over the 2? Well, York is a lot flatter. It's not flat because there's a lot of hills in York, but Chester is bumpy, man. Chester's got at least 3 heartbreak hills. York doesn't have that many. There's a lot more downhill in York, it felt like, or a lot more plateaus and pleasing downhills, whereas Chester doesn't ever really seem, you don't really have a long, I don't know, 5 mile section of, oh, that was quite nice, where I had a few of them at York. So yeah, I probably would say York if you're looking at the easier of the 2. Both were brilliant atmospheres, especially running into the end. I really enjoyed that, and the start lines were really good as well. I felt like the organisation at Chester was slightly better at the start. York was a bit of a nightmare walking around the university trying to find baggage and the start line and stuff. And at the end, I didn't have a clue where my bag was, because there was just not enough signage. But at Chester, when you get your medal, you've got to walk to the race course after the finish line, which is a bit of a soul destroyer as well, because it's I don't know if there's about a kilometre walk or something like that. So there's that to bear in mind. But that's the least of your worries. At the end of a marathon, it's the least of your worries, because you've got the marathon over and done with. So you'll do everything you can to get your bag. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it there really. 2 marathons, 2 weeks. I managed to get through it. That was a really big achievement for me. Maybe up there with one of the biggest achievements I've achieved with my running. And my running's in a good place, but I think it'd be in a better place. So I need to think about how to get it sort of, I feel like I've regressed. If you think about it, I did a 3:47 in Manchester in April. Last week did 4:02, yesterday 4:09. So yeah, technically I have regressed, which is the first time I've encountered this during running as well. I've never gone backwards. So yeah, a big life lesson for me as well, that it's not always linear. But what did I expect, man? 2 marathons, 2 weeks, and I didn't even train for them. What an idiot. I'm just fortunate that the work I did do during the half marathon was solid. The VO2 max stuff, the intervals, the training runs I did were good. And yeah, I felt probably 75% ready or 80% ready for both marathons. But yeah, I'm just really pleased with my recovery. I'm really pleased that the whole thing went well. So I think it's time to call it a day for this little challenge, the 2 in 2 complete. The best thing about it is, though, for me, is travelling, because you get to stay in awesome places like this. Absolutely phenomenal weekend. Chester was awesome as well. So yeah, I'm going to look back with much fondness of this weekend, but also I'm quite excited to not have to do a marathon next week. I did actually consider doing Beachy Head next week, but it's on a Saturday and I'm working. Then I thought, well, I could do Abingdon, but then I thought, no, you're an idiot, don't do more than 2. So maybe that's for another time. As for now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed these this little two-part random 2 videos that I didn't tell you I was going to do. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one, whatever that may be about. I'm not quite sure yet. See you soon. Take it easy. Ta-da.